good to see you, Brother Davis.
Good to see you as well.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
Karen, how's everyone doing?
Well. Karen, am I supposed to have a certain background behind me?
You're asking the wrong person. I have no idea.
I'm at the frat house. I got the founders behind me. If that don't qualify, I don't know who will.
That always works.
Yes, sir.
I didn't get the memo on that background.
Should have been in your text. I'll forward the text to you.
The grand polemarch.
All right. How's everybody? Look at, there we go.
Hello. Okay, I can't see it though. I can't.
On a down 911 out on the hotel.
Okay. I'm not picking up anybody else's voice. Okay.
Hospitals.
Recording in
Evacuation program. If you have an active shooter, protocol to evacuate, take food in mind, all your belongings inside,
Jay New.
hide in the area away from the shooter's view.
What's going on, brothers?
All right.
Force, silent
All is well.
silent, last is take action. That's the last, which is fight, act, go out and take action. This is your safety protocol for the group.
Is that a real active shooter? Active shooter?
I thought I heard active shooter somewhere.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Hear ye, hear ye. The 34th Grand Polemarch of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, the Honorable Reuben A. Shelton III, Esquire, has honored me with the great privilege of calling this 85th Grand Chapter Public Meeting and Awards Program to order. All owing allegiance to Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated will give due diligence to the occasion and observe protocol and etiquette prescribed for this ceremony. If you are able, please stand for the playing of the national anthem, followed by Lift Every Voice and Sing.
Stand
Please take your seats. Thank you, brothers. At this time, we would like to have the invocation by the National Chaplain, Dr. William Means. Brother Means.
Brothers and sisters, let us pray. Almighty and eternal God, Lord, thou hast been our dwelling place in all generations. Before the mountains were brought forth, forever thou hast formed the earth and the world. Even from everlasting to everlasting, you have been our God. God, we invoke and thank you for this public meeting and awards program, opening before the 85th Grand Chapter meeting of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, and its accomplishments where brother to brother, barriers were broken and bridges were built during difficult days. God, let us celebrate the awards program with clear cheer and praise for the accomplishments through the men of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity. We pray, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Brother Means.
Bless you.
Now, brothers, it gives me the great pleasure to introduce our co-master of ceremony, the Senior Grand Vice Polemarch, Linus Finney, Esquire. Brother Finney.
Senior Grand Vice Polemarch. It's a pleasure to serve as the co-master of ceremonies for this evening's event. At this time, I would like to introduce a special guest for this evening and our Kappa officials. First, the Council of Past Grand Polemarch. The 26th Grand Polemarch, Dr. Ulysses Brown. The 27th Grand Polemarch, Robert Harris, Esquire. The 29th Grand Polemarch, Howard L. Tutman, Jr. The 30th Grand Polemarch, Samuel C. Hamilton. The 31st Grand Polemarch, Dwayne M. Murray, Esquire. 32nd Grand Polemarch, W. Randy Bates, Jr., Esquire. The 33rd Grand Polemarch, Thomas L. Battles, Jr. Finally, the 34th Administration of Kappa Alpha Psi. In addition to your master ceremonies for this evening, Grand Keeper of Records and Exchequer, Ren C. Bass Sr. Grand Strategist, Andrew Paramo. Grand Lieutenant Strategist, Nicholas Spatz. Grand Historian, Kevin Scott. Grand Chapter Nominating Committee Chairman, Chauncey Hayes. Grand Members Undergrad, Daniel Nixon. Ebola Wilson. And Michael Lee. Alumni Grand Board members, Clifford Franklin. Robert Jenkins Jr., Esquire. Jawaza White. Next, the leaders of our provinces, the Council of Province Polemarch. Finally, we would like to recognize our distinguished Laurel Wreath laureates, the Elder Watson Biggs awardees, Guy Levis Grant awardees, Byron K. Armstrong awardees, and the William Crump awardees. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, this hour, it is my high honor to introduce the leader of the greatest fraternity known to God and man, the man who works tirelessly for this great and noble clan, a man of truth and honor, a dedicated family man, a brother's brother, and simply a damn good Kappa man. The 34th Grand Polemarch of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity. Brothers, let's welcome Brother Reuben A. Shelton III, Esquire.
So thank you, Brother Senior Grand, Vice Polemarch Leonard Finney. What a wonderful tribute and what a wonderful introduction. I do appreciate that. Brothers in the room, ladies and gentlemen, brothers in the audience, all over the country, I just want to welcome you to the 85th Grand Chapter meeting, our first ever virtual Grand Chapter meeting. It's going to be a lot of fun, I guarantee you, because we come here today to honor and celebrate achievement. Our mantra is achievement in every field of human endeavor. And tonight we will honor and celebrate high achievers in the fraternity in their various fields of human endeavor. I am entirely excited because many of these brothers are my friends, as well as my brothers, and friends and brothers that I have known for a very long time in Kappa Alpha Psi. So tonight, I hope you will sit back. I hope you will relax. And I hope that you will have one hell of a time enjoying the comments and the introductions to some very, very outstanding brothers. And I hope you enjoy the presentation. Now, at this time, it gives me pleasure to introduce our Grand Keeper of Records and Exchequer, Ren C. Bass Sr., to bring the occasion, followed by greetings from the hosts of the 85th Grand Chapter meeting, the Western Province Polemarch, Timothy Woods, the Polemarch of the Phoenix, Arizona Alumni Chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi, Dr. Derek Blythe, and the Polemarch of the Arizona State University Chapter, the Gamma Iota of Kappa Alpha Psi, Julian Flanagan. We will conclude the greetings with the National Silhouettes President, Janice Hall Dean.
To the public, visiting dignitaries, public officials, officers, and members of the historic African American Greek letter organizations, affectionately called the Divine Nine, honorees, my brothers of Kappa Alpha Psi, silhouettes, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. My name is Ren C. Bass Sr., and I am the Grand Keeper of Records and Exchequer of Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity. I will bring you the occasion. Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity is a 110-year-old organization, having been founded at Indiana University in Bloomington, Indiana in January 1911. Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, along with other members of the Divine Nine, has maintained a laser-like focus on the development of young men and women. We have survived when many companies and organizations were overcome, not only by internal pressures, but world pressures as well, primarily influenced by economic instability and currently the COVID-19 pandemic. Kappa's survival can be attributed to the talent and strength of its members who have held fast in a bond of brotherhood and used all of its available resources to remain stable and solvent. Not only did Kappa Alpha Psi draw on the strength, resources, and talents of its members for survival, it drew on the strength, resources, and talents of the people in the community we serve. Today, some 110 years later, we have continued to proactively partner with other organizations, including corporate and public sector institutions. We gather here virtually tonight and the remainder of this week at the 85th Grand Chapter meeting to conduct the business of the fraternity. We also gather to recognize individuals whose contributions to society exemplify true interest in the welfare of mankind through servant leadership and public service. Additionally, we gather to recognize and acknowledge our corporate partners that are continuing to contribute to the success of this grand fraternity in our efforts to remain relevant and viable in the communities across the nation and beyond. There's a famous quote that reminds me about the thriving journey of the Divine Nine and our corporate partners. Success always leaves footprints, by Booker T. Washington. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our occasion.
To the 31st Grand Polemarch, Reuben A. Shelton III, Esquire. To the Grand Board of Directors, Grand Did everybody hear me, or do I need to do it again?
We heard you.
Okay.
Well, assuming we're going in order, I am Derek Blythe, the polemarch of the Phoenix Alumni Chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. Brothers, silhouettes, and all of the esteemed guests. It is my honor and privilege to bring greetings on behalf of the leadership and members of the Phoenix Alumni Chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi. The brothers of the Phoenix Alumni Chapter are well aware of the challenges and changes that everyone had to endure in order to make this pivot to a virtual Grand Chapter meeting. Even though we are not physically together, we hope that everyone can take a moment to appreciate the bonds that we have between us and with all of our collective communities, families, and friends. We appreciate the support that has been shown in making sure that the presence of Kappa Alpha Psi is felt here in Phoenix and around the world during these tricky times. We look forward to being able to host everyone actually here in the Valley of the Sun, should we ever get the opportunity down the road to do so. I wish everyone to have an enjoyable and productive virtual conclave. Be well. Brother Flanagan.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. My name is Julian Flanagan. I'm the polemarch of the Arizona State Chapter, the Gamma Iota of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, and I also serve as the Western Province Junior Vice Polemarch. I bring you greetings and welcome to the 85th Grand Chapter meeting. Thank you to everyone who was involved in making this virtual experience come to light. I'm excited for everything that's in store for this week, and I hope you all are too. I encourage everyone to be active, to stay engaged, to network, and to take advantage of all the opportunities that present themselves with the events that we have in store for this week. Again, I say thank you, greetings, and welcome to the 85th Grand Chapter meeting.
To the 34th Grand Polemarch, Reuben A. Shelton III, Esquire. To the Grand Board of Directors, Grand Officers, National Awardees, my peers on the Council of Province Polemarchs, members of the Grand Fraternity of Kappa Alpha Psi, the silhouettes, and honored guests. I bring you greetings on behalf of the host province, the Western Province of Kappa Alpha Psi, the largest landmass province in our fraternity. My name is Tim Woods. I serve as the 24th Western Province Polemarch. I want to thank the host chapter, my home chapter, the Phoenix Alumni Chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi, and the Gamma Iota Chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi for their steadfast work on this 85th Grand Chapter meeting. During these unprecedented times and this historic event, we hope that the brothers and guests have an enjoyable time during this distinguished occasion.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I often hear the men of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated say, "To whom much is given, much is expected." This saying emphasizes that we are held responsible for what we have. If we have been blessed with talents, wealth, knowledge, time, and the like, it is expected that we help others who are in need. That's exactly what our Kappa men do. The Silhouettes are here to bridge any gap and strengthen our organization, enhance community service, and fortify our partnerships with our Kappa men. The vision led to the Silhouettes theme for 2017 to 2021 of individually unique, together complete, bridging the gap. The Silhouettes are assisting the Kappa men to bridge the gap as reflected by our Kappa initiative, being supported by Silhouettes in all 12 provinces. Silhouettes are bridging the gap with the Kappa Foundation by donating over $50,000. Bridging the gap with over $20,000 donated to St. Jude Hospital. Bridging the gap by donating $10,000 to assist Kappa undergraduates with their COVID relief fund. Bridging the gap to help financial contributions supporting mental health, domestic violence, Global Infant Safe Sleep, March of Dimes, and scholarship participants who are in homeless shelters. With the Silhouettes contribution, we hope we have bridged a gap and raised more awareness to these issues. I want to say thank you, Reuben A. Shelton III, Esquire, Grand Polemarch of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, and the 34th Administration for their support of the Silhouettes organization. A big thank you to all of the men of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity. A special thanks to our First Lady, Silhouette Deanne Shelton, who has been an excellent spokesperson for all of our national initiatives. And finally, a big thank you to Silhouettes of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity, who have paid the price in so many ways to enhance our National Silhouettes organization. Welcome to the 85th National Conclave of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. Welcome to the first virtual conclave.
I am here with Dr. Rufus Glasper, an awardee of the Distinguished Citizens Award that Kappa Alpha Psi bestows. Dr. Glasper is the president and CEO of the League for Innovation in the Community College, an international nonprofit organization with a mission to cultivate innovation in the community college environment. The League hosts conferences, develops print and digital resources, and leads projects and initiatives with almost 500 colleges, corporate partners, and a whole host of other government and nonprofit agencies, all in an effort to continue to advance the community college field and make a positive difference for students and communities.
I always knew that I wanted to find a job that would use some of my talents. So my mother went to one of the local community colleges in the Chicago area, the suburbs of Chicago at the time, and she took bookkeeping classes. So I was the son who enjoyed math, and so I helped her. And when I was helping her do the books, I got an interest in wanting to get a degree in business administration. Never forget who you are. Never let others determine your fate. Never think that you can do anything alone. Always remember that people are looking at you. Well, Dr. Blight, it's been a pleasure, and congratulations for Kappa Alpha Psi on its 85th. And I really like this backdrop. The diamond in the desert.
and I wish you well in terms of your conference. I know these have been challenging times, but the best is still yet to come.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Dr. Halyard was appointed as the Suzanne Hanson Poole Vice Dean of the Mayo Clinic Alex School of Medicine in April 2013 and was the administrator of Mayo's National Medical School campuses in Minnesota, Arizona, and Florida. In addition, Dr. Halyard is a scholastic researcher and serves as the Dean of the Arizona campus of the Mayo Clinic's Alex School of Medicine. She has provided Arizona leadership with the support necessary to establish a campus of Mayo Clinic School of Medicine on the Scottsdale campus, which opened up in 2017. Dr. Halyard, thank you for having the time here, and of course, congratulations on receiving this award.
I first decided to go into medicine when I was about age 16. I'd always thought that I was going to be a teacher, but I wound my way into medicine because as a child, I developed vitiligo. So that happened to me at age 9, and so I spent a lot of my childhood going to the doctor. And so at about age 16, I decided I'm going to be a dermatologist. And so I went to medical school. I went to Howard University and then went on in my studies and then decided, well, maybe dermatology isn't what I want to do. Oncology is what I really want to do. And so I became a radiation oncologist. So I really want to be the kind of doctor and the kind of person that I would like others to be. I really try to develop a rapport and a relationship with my patients. But I also live the motto that if you're given a lot is expected of you. So I try to give back to my community. We need Black men in medicine. We want Black men in medicine. And I put a challenge out to your organization and to others to be those mentors, to encourage those young men who are so bright, who are so talented, who have so much to give, to think about a career in medicine. So please, for anybody that's out there listening, please consider a career in medicine because we need you.
I am here with our brother, Judge Cecil Patterson. Brother Patterson, thank you for taking the time here, and also thank you for allowing us to honor you for all the work you have done leading your career as we honor you with the Distinguished Citizen Award.
Thank you. I appreciate it. CAPA's been a part of my life since I was about 10 years old. Although you can't pledge until you go to college. I've been reading CAPA literature since I was about 10 years old when my father went in.
Absolutely. Judge Cecil Patterson practiced law in Phoenix, in the Phoenix community, after having retired from the Arizona Court of Appeals Division I on June 30th, 2003, with 8 years of service. He was appointed to the Court of Appeals by Governor Fife Symington on July 25th, 1995, to the position which had been created as the 16th seat on the court. Judge Patterson also served as the acting presiding judge for Glendale City Court from September 2001 to October 2002.
Example that my parents showed, working hard, interested in the community and their church, helped me develop an interest in people. The best thing in law school for me was the students that I could collaborate with and get a better understanding and greater feeling of what the outlook of the people with whom I'd be working. Enjoy yourself, but stay focused. Work on your books. And the pride, the benefit of that comes upon graduation. You have to get the best out of your training and education that you can get.
Dr. Warren Stewart, Sr., is presently the senior pastor of the First Institutional Baptist Church of Phoenix, Arizona, and has served there since July 1st, 1977. Dr. Stewart was appointed Executive Secretary of the Home Mission Board of the National Baptist Convention in November 1994 and served through to January 2005, and also continued serving as chair of the board through January 2010. In 2018, he became chairperson for the African American Christian Clergy Coalition, leading over 100 clergy in the Valley.
Well, when I was about 16, I accepted Christ as my Savior. I'd been in church all my life, but I never had a personal relationship. And so I accepted Christ as my Savior, but there was something on the inside that kept eating away, said, there's something else, there's something else. And I said, what is this? What is this? And I asked my pastor, could I give a youth talk for 5 minutes every second Sunday? That lasted for 3 months, and on the third month I said, I've been called to preach. I just yelled it out when I was giving my youth message, and he just smiled. He said, I've been knowing that. And so I preached my first sermon in May of 1969 at the age of 17 years of age.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
I would say to the younger generations coming up, and especially the future brothers or current brothers of Kappa Alpha Psi, in addition to staying in preparation, accept the baton that we're trying to give you to move forward with community, with justice, because justice is about right relationships with yourself, with God, and with all others.
I am here with Barbara Y., recipient of our Distinguished Citizens Award. Barbara Y., thank you for taking the time to be here, and we are honored to recognize you as a distinguished citizen in this Phoenix Valley area. Barb Y. is the Vice President of Inclusion and Diversity at Apple Corporation. Previously, she served as Intel's Chief Diversity and Inclusion Officer and Corporate Vice President of Social Impact and Human Resources. There, she led Intel's $300 million Diversity in Technology Initiative. Intel's workforce now reflects the percentage of women and underrepresented minorities that is truly available in the U.S. skilled labor market. Again, thank you, thank you.
What I've learned about myself and my professional career is I'm attracted to just big, gnarly, complicated challenges. And when I get juiced about working on different projects, it's because they're complicated, technology may be involved, or it deals with humanity. And the work that I'm doing now is that. It's very complicated. We've been, as a nation, trying to really live into, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all people and men and women are created equal. And I think today, that's still a promissory note. That's still what I'm fighting for, even in the work that I'm doing at Apple.
What sort of advice or sort of key wisdom would you impart with some of our undergraduate members?
Finish your degree, continuously learn. And in this era of both the racial pandemic and the COVID-19 pandemic, I would want young people to be focused on both their mental health and their physical well-being.
The Laurel wreath. And it came to pass that during the days of mythical Greece, when Apollo, god of the sun, could no longer control the rising and setting of the sun, when Agamemnon, leader of the Greeks during the war against Troy, was returning home in defeat, when Achilles was killed by a warrior's arrow, striking the only vulnerable spot on his body, his heel, when Aphrodite and Venus, goddesses of love and beauty, had caused the death of many Greek gods. And when Hercules convinced his father, Almighty Zeus, the ruler of all Greek gods, that all was lost because a new breed of Greeks was emerging. Greeks steeped in religious beliefs and principles and a love for truth and mercy. Greeks embroiled in a war against ignorance, segregation, and discrimination. Greeks who put their trust in the Lord and continuously asked him to direct their paths. Greeks dedicated and committed to a never-ending struggle for achievement. Greeks who believed that the United States Constitution meant everyone when it said, all men are created equal. Greeks who believed that one day all people would be free. Greeks who dedicated their lives to helping others. Greeks who believe in brotherhood, families, and respecting members of the opposite gender. And Greeks who firmly believe that you can't spell brothers without others.
The laurel wreath in Greek mythology is a symbol of Apollo, one of the most important and complex Greek gods on Mount Olympus. Apollo was the god of light, the sun, music, prophecy, medicine, truth, poetry, and art. These are platforms of human endeavor that Kappa men dare to exercise their skill sets and define the very meaning of the word achiever. Tonight, we honor and pay tribute to 3 of those achievers who have reached the epitome of achievement in Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity, Inc. Brothers, bring forth the Greeks and let the ceremony begin.
Laurel Wreath Award recipient, Dwayne M. Murray, Esquire. Brother Dwayne M. Murray, Esquire, often referred to as the Visionary, served as the Centennial Grand Polemarch during the 100th anniversary celebration of the fraternity. He is an attorney, receiver, liquidator, trustee, adjunct law professor, community leader, and family man with a ubiquitous presence in Louisiana. He was sworn into office on July 7, 2007, as the 31st Grand Polemarch of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. While serving as Grand Polemarch, the fraternity saw significant expansion under his leadership. 24 chapters were chartered. On September 15, 2010, he was sworn into office as the chairman of the Council of Presidents for the National Panhellenic Council's 1.5 million member organization. As a fraternity leader, our brother has served on all levels of the fraternity. He has served as Senior Grand Vice Polemarch, Grand Board Member, Chairman of the Constitution and Statutes Committee, Chairman of the Council of Province Polemarchs, Chairman of the Grand Board of Appeals Committee, Province Polemarch, Senior Province Vice Polemarch, and Province Board Member for the state of Louisiana. He is a life member of the fraternity and the Southwestern Province. Brother Murray is a charter member of Lafayette Alumni and is currently affiliated with the Baton Rouge Alumni Chapter. He was initiated in the spring of 1977 at the University of Louisiana at Lafayette Chapter, the Theta Nu of Kappa Alpha Psi, where he served as Vice Polemarch and Chapter Polemarch. Our brother has demonstrated a commitment to young children, as exhibited through the creation of Kappa Camp, a national service program of Kappa Alpha Psi. This successful mentoring program, now in its 22nd year, has benefited over 1,500 boys. On college campuses, Brother Murray has been involved in the establishment of the GLAD program, an initiative to raise the awareness of financial literacy among college-age students. The program has been implemented on over 100 college campuses. Brother Murray guided the fraternity towards a goal of raising over $1.4 million for St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital through the implementation of a national church initiative called the Sunday of Hope. During the 2016 National Founders Day, he was instrumental in presenting to the 33rd Grand Polemarch Thomas Battles $10,000 to kick off the Sunday of Hope campaign for 2016. Ebony Magazine recognized Brother Murray in its Ebony Power 150 in 2008 as one of America's most influential African Americans. He is the first African American to serve as Chapter 7 trustee for the United States Bankruptcy Court for Louisiana and Mississippi, and as CEO and president of the National Association of Bankruptcy Trustees. He has been recognized by Inspire Magazine, Onyx Magazine, featured in national television commercials for the United Negro College Fund, U.S. Census Department, and appeared on the televised 2010 NAACP Image Awards. Under his watch as Southwestern Province Polemarch, the organization saw fit to create its life membership program, Kappa Camp program, and the Southwestern Education and Leadership Training Foundation Incorporation. Brother Murray holds the bachelor's and master's degree from the University of Louisiana at Lafayette and obtained the Juris Doctorate from the Southern University Law Center. He is married to Lisa Murray and is the proud father of daughters Alina and Bria, and a son, Cameron, who is also a member of Kappa Alpha Psi by way of the Theta Nu chapter at the University of Louisiana, Lafayette.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my esteemed honor to bestow our fraternity's highest honor, the Laurel wreath, upon this recipient. Please join me in acknowledging Dwayne M. Murray, Esquire.
I am thrilled that you saw in me that which made this conferral possible. To the love of my life, my inspiration, my silhouette, Lisa, I accept this honor with you in mind. You allowed me to travel away from home. You have encouraged me to be a role model to our children and to others. You have always been encouraging. You have traveled with me to local, regional, and international events, from Louisiana to South Africa. I love you for being so supportive. To my daughters, Alana and Bria, I know you remember the words of the Kappa Sweetheart song. I would sing this song as a lullaby when you were infants, and even today, you are my Kappa Alpha Psi sweethearts. Cameron, I am so proud of you. Legacy has real value in Kappa. To watch you cross the sands, to pin you, and to see you now, a life member of the fraternity, is what every Kappa dad wants for his son. To Theta Nu, the beginning, and my line brothers, Kenneth Hawkins, Carol Kolar, Edward Burks, Stephen Ellis, and Andrew Palmer, together you inspired me along this journey. To the Opelousas, the Lafayette, and the Baton Rouge alumni chapters, and to the mighty Southwestern Province, my bedrock during this tenure, from Province Polemarch to Grand Polemarch, you have supported me without hesitation. It is through you that I learned, serving others more, we serve ourselves best. You see, our ancestral footprint is embedded and deeply rooted in the struggle for civil rights, social justice, economic and educational equality, and in the implementation of public policy to create an informed body of voters that recognizes the need for healthcare initiatives that aid our underserved communities. Realizing this, we must stand together as one Kappa in this fight for equality. Kappa must be willing to grapple with difficult scenarios that are further complicated by record unemployment, race relationships, police reform, budget deficits at our local and national governments, and perceived disregard for issues vital to the health and moral welfare of our nation. The drama of the moment requires that we stand up as one Kappa and speak to the urgency of directing attention to public policy initiatives in the interest of the communities we serve. Voting in record numbers, formalizing working relationships that will include collaborations with nonpartisan civic engagement and civil and voting rights initiatives. Let us, as one Kappa, care about civil rights like Minister Ralph Abernathy. Be willing to sacrifice it all like Congressman Elsie Hastings. Care about our faith like Pastor Gardner C. Taylor. Have the discipline to break racial barriers like Arthur Ashe. Be willing to achieve what seems impossible like astronaut Bernard Harris. Be willing to be on the top of our game like Gail Sears and Bill Russell. Be thought leaders like Earl B. Dickerson, J. Ernest Wilkinson, C. Roger Wilson, and other great Kappa men. These are but a few of the things that we must do, the promises we must keep, and the people we must emulate to make this nation live up to her creed. We will know the measure of our achievements when our work meets the intersection of our promises. I join you in this fight, and I will wear the laurel wreath with honor all of the days of my life. Let us remain one Kappa, creating inspiration, a call to service. May God bless each and every one of you. Thank you.
Laurel Wreath Award recipient, Cleophas Thomas Jr., Esquire. Cleophas Thomas Jr. attended the University of Alabama, where he was elected president of the Student Government Association and received the Sullivan Award for being the outstanding senior man. He graduated with honors in 1977. He received the George C. Marshall Scholarship to Oxford University, Oxford, England, and was awarded a BA degree in philosophy, politics, and economics in 1980. He received his law degree from Harvard Law School in 1982 and served as law clerk to U.S. District Judge J. Foy Glenn from 1982 to 1983. He served as the Distinguished Practitioner in Residence at the University of Alabama Law School for the spring term of 1996. Thomas's past service includes membership on the boards of AmSouth Bank Corporation and AmSouth Bank Board, Protective Industrial Investment Company, the Birmingham Museum of Art, Alabama Humanities Foundation, Alabama School of Fine Arts, and a trustee of Union Theological Seminary in the city of New York. He is past chairman of the board of the Donahoe School and past president of the Kappa Alpha Psi Foundation. He was director and treasurer of the Southern Regional Council. He served as superintendent of Sunday schools for the First Missionary Baptist Church of Anniston, Alabama. He was a member of the Anniston Rotary Club, and in 1987 was initiated into the Beta Kappa Boule of Sigma Pi Phi fraternity. Brother Thomas received the Distinguished Service Award from Tuskegee University, where he delivered the commencement address in August 2002. He is a trustee emeritus of the Board of Trustees of the University of Alabama system, on which he served for 19 years. He holds the Guy L. Grant and Elder Watson Diggs Award. He is married to the former Carla Ann Newburn, MD.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my esteemed honor to bestow our fraternity's highest honor, the Laurel wreath, upon this recipient. Please join me in acknowledging Cleophas Thomas, Esquire.
To the Eta Chi chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity at the University of Alabama. The Anniston Piedmont Alumni Chapter, Elijah L. Slaughter, polemarch. The Southern Province, Bertram K. Oram, 10th Southern Province polemarch. And Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity and all of its brothers, Reuben Shelton, Esquire, the 34th Grand polemarch. This is the centennial year of the birth of Brother Everharding Pruitt, who, upon receiving the Elder Watson Diggs Award, invoked the name of Keflin Reed, also an Eta Chi initiate, now of blessed memory, and me. I honor Brother Pruitt. I thank my late mother, Bernice Cook Thomas, my father, Cleophas Thomas Sr., family and friends, my wife, the former Carla Newburn, Dr. and Mrs. Ulysses McBride, and Jack LaFleur of blessed memory. Many know the familiar story in 1 Samuel, where Samuel is searching for a great man and is shown the children of Jesse. Underwhelmed, he asks Jesse, "Are these all your children?" Featured as I am, I can understand if observers ask, "Is this all? Aren't there others, better still?" I am the first to say, yes, there are. There are greater men now working in the field as David was. I appear before you not with a sense of entitlement, but with a sense of gratitude. Thank you.
Laurel Wreath Award recipient, Reverend Dr. Howard John Wesley. Reverend Dr. Howard John Wesley is the senior pastor of Alfred Street Baptist Church, hereafter referred to as ASBC, in Alexandria, Virginia. He is only the 8th pastor to be installed in the 216th year history of ASBC. A native of Chicago, Dr. Wesley graduated magna cum laude from Duke University for Bachelor of Science in Biomedical and Electrical Engineering. While in medical school at Duke, he yielded to the call of God and walked away from a path to a medical career to attend seminary at Boston University School of Theology. He was also a Martin Luther King Jr. scholar and a summa cum laude graduate in biblical studies and African American religious history. He received his Doctor of Ministry in Preaching from Northern Baptist Seminary. Currently, Dr. Wesley is part of the inaugural cohort of the PhD in African American Preaching and Sacred Rhetoric at Christian Theological Seminary in Indiana. Under his leadership, ASBC has grown from 2,500 to 10,000 members, 50,000 monthly online viewers, and 100 million YouTube views. The July 2013 Time magazine acknowledged his sermon, When the Verdict Hurts, as one of the best in the nation addressing the not guilty verdict of George Zimmerman. President Obama worshiped at ASBC on several Easter Sundays just to hear Dr. Wesley. His radio show, Faith Forward, on the Radio 1 network, is one of the most listened to religious broadcasts in the Washington, D.C. area. With his guidance, ASBC became the only faith-based institution to donate $1 million to the Smithsonian's National Museum of African American History and Culture. Dr. Wesley was twice recognized by The Root as one of the most influential African Americans in the nation. In 2016, he received the Chairman's NAACP Image Award for his social justice work. In 2017, he was the recipient of the Rainbow Push Coalition Trombone Award. He served on the Board of Trustees of Virginia Union University and the Board of Visitors of the Duke Divinity School, just to name a few. He is the son of the late Reverend Dr. Alvin J. Wesley and Dr. Helen J. Wesley. A lifetime member of Kappa Alpha Psi, he is also a member of Sigma Pi Phi. He is the proud father of two sons, Howard John II, affectionately referred to as Deuce, and Cooper Reese.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my esteemed honor to bestow our fraternity's highest honor, the Laurel wreath, upon this recipient. Please join me in acknowledging Reverend Dr. Howard John Wesley.
I know that protocol has already been established, but recognizing our grand polemarch, Brother Reuben Shelton, and all those who serve alongside him in leadership of the greatest fraternity God has ever created. I am humbled beyond words to share gratitude and thanksgiving for this honor on tonight. On November 9th, 1991, when they took that blindfold off me at 11:37 p.m., and the burning sands of Kappa were right in front, you never could have convinced me that a greater day in Kappa Alpha Psi for me would ever come. I was wrong. That day is today. And my vocabulary is insufficient to express the humility and gratitude I have to be bestowed with the honor of wearing the laurel wreath. Clearly, being a father, being a pastor, and being a member of Kappa Alpha Psi are some of the greatest things God has ever privileged me to do. And all of them motivate me to be one of the best I can be as a father, a pastor, and a member of this great clan. My father once said to me, be humble because a lot was done before you got here. And I want to acknowledge those who did a lot before I got here. My journey to be a preacher was inspired by men of this fraternity, like Calvin Butts and James Perkins, wanting to mimic Gardner Taylor. And it was Sam Proctor who convinced me to drop out of medical school and go to seminary. Today, I am indebted to so many brothers, the brothers of the Iota Xi chapter at Duke University, who made me, especially those 9 brothers that I am proud to call my line brothers, to the brothers of the Springfield Alumni chapter in Massachusetts that showed me that being a Kappa did not end when the step shows on the yard ended, but that there was work to do at the graduate level. It was at that level that I met 2 men who inspired me to be faithful, Michael Brewington and Jimmy McMichael. I thank you. To the brothers of the Alexandria Fairfax chapter who gave hours in developing a petition for this award that I could not have received without them. Chuck Parker, Curtis Wilson, Richard Maddox. And to the other laurel wreath wearers who have all touched my life in some way. Brother Samuel Hamilton, Dennis Vi, Tom Moorhead, and especially Brother John Jacob, a mentor to me. Finally, I want to thank my church family here at the Alpha Street Baptist Church for their love and for their acceptance of me as their pastor. And I want to acknowledge my sons, Howard, John, and Cooper, who I one day hope to call sons and brothers. Brothers, thank you for the greatest honor of my life.
Byron K. Armstrong awardees. Achiever is defined as a person who achieves a high or specified level of success. This begs the question, how do you become one? The foundational bedrock for a lifetime devoted to achievement is defined by the devotion to the development of one's mind. In this race called life, the achiever within Kappa Alpha Psi must find ways to separate himself from the pack. Natural talent and God-given gifts alone are not enough. It requires preparation, discipline, and due diligence. For the achiever knows that the race is truly won during moments of solitude. While others precariously squander their opportunities, the achiever gains an edge through the relentless development of their mind. Named after one of our revered founders, the Byron K. Armstrong Scholars Award is available to undergraduate members of Kappa Alpha Psi for outstanding achievement. The 2021 Byron K. Armstrong Award recipients are Traylon Rogers, Olufume Olatidoye, Victor Agbar, Tevin Johnson, Zachary Dampier, and Elijah Devon. We salute them on this outstanding achievement. Traylon T. Rogers. Traylon T. Rogers is a senior urban studies and public policy major at Dillard University in New Orleans, Louisiana. Traylon intends to use his bachelor's degree to work in the government field while obtaining his Juris Doctorate. Traylon is a native of Arlington, Texas. He is an alumnus of Judge Barefoot Sanders Law Magnet at Townview. He currently serves as a national board member for the NAACP and the assistant secretary of the board. At the age of 21, Traylon is the youngest person to be elected as a national officer of the NAACP. He serves as the vice chair of the election supervisory, membership and units, and the legal committees. He is also a member of Dillard University's nationally ranked mock trial team and a two-term Student Government Association president at Dillard University. He has served as the vice chairman for the City of Dallas Youth Commission, chairman of the NAACP National Youth Work Committee, and president of the Dallas NAACP Youth Council. Traylon was initiated into the Beta Gamma chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi in 2019. He is an active member of his chapter and is a Kappa Fellow. He serves as the chairman of Intake and recently acknowledged as undergraduate brother with the highest GPA. Traylon has received the Torchbearer Award, the NAACP NYWC Chairman Award, the City of Dallas Appreciation for Dedication and Service to Community Award, the Texas NAACP State Conference Torchbearers Award, and the Rice University Best Attorney Award. We salute Byron K. Armstrong Award recipient, Traylon T. Rogers.
Knowledge is power, but it's only power if you use it. What the Byron K. Armstrong Award acknowledges is the fact that there are brothers in our noble clan who have knowledge and are using it for the greater good of the community. They're using it to advance our fraternity and advance our people. I'm grateful and honored to be named a Byron K. Armstrong awardee. And again, as I'm standing virtually here before you tonight, I'm thankful for all the people who have paved the way for me, thankful for all the people who have seen something in me and continue to pour in me. I'm thankful for my chapter advisor, Brother Newsom, and to my unofficial advisor, Brother Barrington, for both of their guidance, and support throughout this process. Frederick Douglass said it's easier to build strong children than it is to repair broken men. The educational system for so many years has built strong children so that we don't have to repair broken men by teaching them some false narrative. As we see across the country, there are folks who want to change the way that history was written. There are folks who want to take certain things out of classrooms. There are folks who want to make sure that Black and brown students get the least of anything in every classroom. But the Byron K. Armstrong Award acknowledges those brothers who are doing the right thing in the classroom and acknowledge those who have taken the achievement in every field of human endeavor to an educational perspective. And so I'm appreciative to be one of the honorees tonight, awardees tonight, and thankful to everyone who has come before me and everyone who will come after me.
Olufime Olatidoye. Olufime Olatidoye is a native of Wilmington, North Carolina, and he is a graduating senior at North Carolina A&T State University, where he is studying chemistry. Before enrolling at North Carolina A&T, Olufime earned his high school diploma from the North Carolina School of Science and Mathematics in Durham, North Carolina. At North Carolina A&T, Olufime has been actively involved on campus during his undergraduate years. He is a Lewis and Elizabeth Dowdy Scholar, a member of the University Honors Program, and Chief of Staff for the Minority Association of Pre-Medical Students, also referred to as MAPS. Additionally, he has served as Mr. MAPS and Mr. Chemistry Club in previous years. Following graduation in May of 2021, Olufime will be moving to New York City to attend medical school, and he is considering a future career in surgery. He is interested in mitigating health disparities that are prevalent in underserved communities, as well as increasing Black representation within medicine and other STEM fields. Furthermore, Olufime enjoys inspiring others to strive towards academic excellence and professional achievement. Olufime is a spring 2019 initiate into the North Carolina A&T State University chapter, the Alpha Nu of Kappa Alpha Psi. Olufime is passionate about mentorship and community service. He remains actively engaged with both through Kappa Alpha Psi and other organizations. In his free time, he enjoys traveling, working out, playing basketball, the piano, and spending time with family and friends. We salute Byron K. Armstrong Award recipient, Olufime Olatidoye. Victor Obina Agbar. Victor Obina Agbar attends the University of Maryland, where he is a member of the University Honors Program. The son of Nigerian immigrants, his path to scholarly achievement was not an easy one. It was a combination of strong parenting and a devout teacher in his early years of development that put him on his current path as a star student. In high school, he began playing sports such as lacrosse, football, and soccer. He would complete his senior year scholastically with a 4.7 GPA, a decorated member of the National Honor Society in the Summit Program, and in sports, the Prince George County's Defensive Player of the Year in 2016 and 2017. He currently majors in economics, plays rugby, participated in numerous clubs and activities, and maintained a 3.9 GPA. He would go on to earn internships with the Federal Reserve and Fannie Mae. Obina would join the Pi Nu chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi. This brotherhood has helped him to improve himself as a role model, student, and as a man overall. He has served as the keeper of exchequer, and in his tenure, he has helped raise thousands of dollars for community initiatives, his chapter, as well as other causes. We salute Byron K. Armstrong Award recipient, Victor Obina Agbar. Tevin Johnson. Tevin Johnson enlisted into the United States Army as an airborne paratrooper and cavalry scout upon graduation from high school. By the age of 21, he was promoted to the rank of sergeant, making him responsible for large teams of soldiers. After serving for 3.5 years on an active duty status, Tevin transitioned to the United States Army Reserves so that he could continue his education. He currently attends Tennessee State University as a full-time student and serves as a patient administration specialist in the Army Reserve. Tevin's field of study is healthcare administration and planning with a minor in general business. His dedication to his academic studies is evident as he has made the president or dean's list every semester. His current GPA is 3.96, allowing him to be inducted into the Upsilon Phi Delta National Honor Society. In spring of 2019, Tevin was initiated into the Alpha Theta chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi. Tevin has served the Alpha Theta chapter for more than 2 years as the chapter's polemarch. In addition to his service as the polemarch, he has served the National Panhellenic Council as the vice polemarch and social programming chair. His short-term goals are to earn a graduate degree in public health and commission in the United States Army Reserve as a second lieutenant. He also plans to begin investing in real estate as he believes it is important to own land. His long-term goals include owning an organization of long-term care and cancer treatment facilities. He also intends to continue his education in the healthcare field. He is passionate about providing high-quality health services to those in need. We salute Byron K. Armstrong Award recipient, Tevin Johnson. Zachary Dampier. Zachary Dampier is from Danville, Kentucky. He currently attends Georgetown College and is graduating this May. While in college, he was a starting quarterback for the football team, where he earned all conference and player of the week honors. He also was the Student Government Association president for 2 years, navigating the COVID-19 education landscape and planning the college's 5-year plan with the new college president. Zach was on the dean list all 8 semesters of college as a marketing major with a minor in communications and media studies. He is a spring 2019 initiate of Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity from the Alpha Upsilon colony at Georgetown College. He is also a charter member of the Rho Sigma chapter at Georgetown College, the only Divine Nine fraternity on campus. He has served as the keeper of Exchequer for the chapter since its inception and also served on the South Central Province Council's Budget Committee for 2021. He is also a 2-time Kappa Scholar of the Year for the South Central Province. After graduation, he will be entering the workforce with Smart Marketer, a multi-million-dollar company that focuses on educating people on how to effectively advertise on social media. He will be working in their data department to help analyze the trends of advertising and present statistics on the effectiveness of various techniques. He also hopes to be able to give back to the community and volunteer as a football coach at a local high school. We salute Byron K. Armstrong Award recipient, Zachary Dampier.
First off, I just want to start by thanking God for allowing me to even be a nominee for such a prestigious award. I'm appreciative of this honor and very proud to bring this recognition to the Rho Sigma chapter and the South Central Province. Definitely have to mention our chapter advisor, Rodney Broom, and the rest of Frankfurt alumni for all the help they've given us throughout the years and just helping me along the way and making sure I had all the materials I needed for this award. And I also have to thank South Central Province, Leonard Clemens, for the same. He's been a great help to me and the chapter as a whole. And the administration at Georgetown College, I have been very appreciative of everything they've done for me over the last 4 years. And especially with this, they made sure I had everything necessary as soon as possible. I'm going out of their way on the weekends, and they've been wanting to know the results of this award for a very long time. They've been messaging me multiple times. So I'm definitely excited to be able to let them know that everything they did paid off and that it all worked out and that I was one of the finalists that won. So I'm really happy to be able to bring that back to the college as well. But I also have to definitely thank all my brothers at the Rho Sigma chapter. Being around such high character guys that are so motivated and they all just want to be great, being around that all the time, it rubs off. And I don't think anybody could be around those guys and not become a better person overall. They pushed me to be better and they challenged me to take the leadership roles that I did on campus. I wouldn't have even thought about it without them. And so I just know I can always rely on them to make sure that I'm great. And I got to thank my parents. They've given me every opportunity possible ever since I was growing up to be successful. And I know I wouldn't be anywhere near where I am today without them. But I'm deeply honored and appreciative that the selection committee saw me as a worthy candidate for the Byron K. Armstrong Award. And I'm beyond thankful to be able to be a part of the bond. So once again, thank you.
Elijah Devon. Elijah E.J. Devon is a native of Compton, California. He attends Harvard College in Cambridge, Massachusetts. There, he is pursuing his Bachelor's of Arts in History and Literature, where his academic interests lie in exploring how rhetoric is used by Black political leaders to combat racial injustice. His senior thesis, Congresswoman Shirley Anita Chisholm, politician and political theorist, earned summa cum laude marks. During his time at Harvard, Devon has worked for the Secretary of Legal Affairs in the office of Governor Gavin Newsom, where he reviewed state prisoners' applications for commutations and pardons. He also worked on housing issues as an intern in the office of Senator Kamala Harris. Elijah is a spring 2019 initiate of the Massachusetts Institute of Technology chapter, the Theta Iota of Kappa Alpha Psi. After graduation, he plans to pursue his master's of philosophy and history at Oxford University in England, where he has been awarded the prestigious Rhodes Scholarship. We salute Byron K. Armstrong Award recipient, Elijah Devon. Gael Grant awardees. The diamond in Kappa is an all-important symbol. It represents strength, ascension, and wisdom, but not in the ordinary, for I speak of a strength, ascension, and wisdom that transcends the banality of our everyday existence. They are made from carbon, a fundamental building block of matter. Their characteristic of refracting light is indicative of the journey our souls make while we are achieving higher levels of understanding. Furthermore, while diamonds may appear to be similar, in truth, no two diamonds are alike. Not every diamond is cut the same. Not every diamond has the same color. Not every diamond has the same weight, the same gravitas. Some diamonds possess a cloud that devalues them, while other diamonds are premature and have yet to fully develop. Still yet, some diamonds lack clarity of purpose. When I studied the diamond that is founder Gael Grant, I noticed that its multifaceted nature, it possesses qualities worthy of admiration and emulation: poise, dignity, refinement, humility, hope, academia, excellence, science, dentistry, activism, community, achievement, loving husband, stalwart man of God. The name Grant in the annals of our fraternal lore is not to be taken lightly. The Gael Grant Award is the highest individual honor bestowed to an undergraduate member. It symbolizes the characteristics we desire of all men of Kappa. Even at a cursory glance at this year's awardees, it is self-evident we have chosen well. All possess the attributes of Brother Grant for whom they are being honored. Their diamonds are not clouded with uncertainty or fear. They possess a gravitas for fraternity beyond their years, and their color and clarity are so bright and brilliant that it blinds us as we attempt to gaze at their future. Lastly, the cut of their diamond has them properly placed for the hour at hand. Achievement is our mandate. We have before us the great and challenging adventure of building our fraternity a worthy heritage. This year's Guy L. Grant awardees give us hope that we are on the right track. They are students of achievement, leaders among men, and vanguards of excellence. For that reason, I am honored to be in their presence. The 2021 Guy L. Grant Award recipients are Elijah Devon, Jeremiah E. Elston, Trey R. Jeter, Daniel I. Nixon, Traylon T. Rogers, and Michael N. Weaver Jr. We salute them on this outstanding achievement. Elijah Devon Jr. Elijah's bio is worthy of a repeat read. He is a native of Compton, California. He attends Harvard College in Cambridge, Massachusetts. He is pursuing his Bachelor's of Arts in History and Literature, where his academic interests lie in exploring how rhetoric is used by Black political leaders to combat racial injustice. During his time at Harvard, Devon has worked for the Secretary of Legal Affairs in the Office of Governor Gavin Newsom, where he reviewed state prisoners' applications for commutations and pardons. He also worked on housing issues as an intern in the office of Senator Kamala Harris. He is a spring 2019 initiate of the Massachusetts Institute of Technology chapter, the Theta Iota of Kappa Alpha Psi. After graduation, he plans to pursue his Master's of Philosophy and History at Oxford University in England. It is evident that Brother Devon's young life epitomizes achievement, and that he sees obstacles as opportunities to achieve in spite of and not because of. We are thankful to Elijah's parents, for God's most precious gift to you has been a blessing to the noble clan of Kappa Alpha Psi. Therefore, let it be known that our brother exhibits the 5 objectives of Kappa Alpha Psi, and that his diamond embodies the characteristics of Founder Grant. He is a student of achievement, a leader among men, and a vanguard of excellence. Please join me in saluting Guy L. Grant Award recipient, Elijah C. Devon Jr. Jeremiah E. Elston. Jeremiah Elston is a senior computer science major at Tennessee State University, where he signed a letter of intent to play quarterback. He is the son of Kim Thompson Dukes and James Dukes Sr. At Tennessee State University, he became an active member of the Architectural Engineering Institute, AEI, as the recruiting coordinator. Next, he joined the American Society of Civil Engineers and participated in the Black Engineer of the Year Awards STEM conference. He volunteered at the Nashville Rescue Mission, Samaritan Ministries, and participated in multiple residential developments with AEI. He was elected president of Architectural Engineering Institute and recruiting coordinator of the American Society of Civil Engineers. He also secured internships, one with Dream Incorporated, a local development firm, along with Metro Water Civil Engineering, Verizon Wireless, and the Home Depot. He is currently in the process of developing a base application that combines teaching elementary schools arithmetic and music. Elston is a spring 2017 initiate of the Alpha Theta chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi, and has held the positions of Exchequer, Vice Polemarch, and Polemarch of Alpha Theta. He is a life member of Kappa Alpha Psi, and now a 2-time Junior Province Vice Polemarch of the South Central Province. It is evident that Brother Elston's young life epitomizes achievement, and that he sees obstacles as opportunities to achieve in spite of, not because of. We are thankful to Jeremiah's parents, for God's most precious gift to you has been a blessing to the noble clan of Kappa Alpha Psi. Therefore, let it be known that our brother exhibits the 5 objectives of Kappa Alpha Psi, and that his diamond embodies the characteristics of Founder Grant. He is a student of achievement, a leader among men, and a vanguard of excellence. Please join me in saluting Guy L. Grant Award recipient, Jeremiah E. Elston.
To our grand polemarch, Reuben A. Shelton, members of Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity, family, and friends. I stand here tonight on the shoulders of greatness. Dr. Guy L. Grant was one of the esteemed founders of our fraternity who left a legacy of faith, hope, and perseverance. I've received mentorship and guidance from the good brothers of Nashville alumni. For those who don't know, I'm a legacy. My father, Brother James Dukes, pledged at Austin Peay State University the Theta Beta of Kappa Alpha Psi. He was also a junior province vice polemarch of the South Central Province. His love for our fraternity is unprecedented. Because of that, I have been groomed to be a Kappa man since birth. I grew up around Nashville alumni my entire life, and Nashville alumni helped mold me into the man I am today. Through Kappa, I have grown as a leader and as a member of our society. As a 2-time junior province vice polemarch of the South Central Province, my love for our fraternity has grown extremely. This fraternity has enhanced my personal, academic, and professional aspirations. Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated has nurtured me to achieve in all fields of human endeavor. Accordingly, I salute Tennessee State University, the Alpha Theta of Kappa Alpha Psi, Nashville alumni, the South Central Province, my friends and family, for the love, guidance, and support. Last but not least, I have to thank God. I thank God for blessing me to become the first ever Guy L. Grant awardee of the Alpha Theta non-graded chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi, and that means the world. This is a cherished honor, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to be a member of our most noble clan. Kappa Alpha Psi, thank you. Yo.
Trey T. Jeter. Trey Jeter, a native of Spartanburg, South Carolina, is the son of Arthur and Vanessa Jeter. He is a senior at Claflin University, double majoring in computer science and computer engineering, while minoring in cybersecurity, possessing a 3.78 GPA. He is a spring 2020 initiate of the Gamma Nu chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi, where he currently serves as polemarch. Under his leadership, the Gamma Nu chapter was awarded the James B. Hardy Undergraduate Chapter of the Year for the Southeastern Province. Jeter has received the Southeastern Province's Willie J. Higgins II Scholastic Award and the David M. Dupree Scholastic Sports Award. Jeter has been given the Outstanding Achievement and Scholarship Award for the School of Natural Science and Mathematics Computer Science Department at Claflin University. He served as Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory Intern for 2 consecutive summers in the capacity of a cybersecurity engineer intern and computational intern, and has been granted a 3rd internship opportunity with Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory, returning as a graduate level computational intern. He has been listed on the Claflin University President's and Dean's list 6 times. He has served as the 62nd Student Government Association Business Manager, President of the Alpha Theta Chapter of Alpha Kappa Mu Honor Society, President of the Omicron Alpha Beta Chapter of Phi Beta Lambda Business Fraternity, and Vice President of Chi Alpha Sigma Athlete National Honor Society. It is evident that Brother Jeter's young life epitomizes achievement, and that he sees obstacles as opportunities to achieve in spite of, not because of. We are thankful to Trey's parents, for God's most precious gift to you has been a blessing to the noble clan of Kappa Alpha Psi. Therefore, let it be known that our brother exhibits the 5 objectives of Kappa Alpha Psi, and that his diamond embodies the characteristics of Founder Grant. He is a student of achievement, a leader among men, and a vanguard of excellence. Please join me in saluting Guy L. Grant Award recipient, Trey T. Jeter.
I'd like to thank God for this moment, the brothers of the Gamma Nu chapter, past and present, and Claflin University under the leadership of Brother Dewan J. Warmack. I'd also like to extend gratitude to my advising chapters since my initiation, Orangeburg alumni and Denmark alumni. I'd like to give a special thanks to the brothers of the Southeastern Province for its support, and my province polemarch, Brother Edelaine Roseman. Lastly, I would like to thank the Achievement Commission and the Grand Board of Directors for believing in my achievements, granting me the coveted Guy L. Grant Award. I am also very grateful for the Spartanburg Alumni Chapter. As a past member of the Spartanburg chapter of Kappa League, I would have never imagined this moment, but I was well prepared by my mentors, even back then. Receiving this award stands as evidence that my commitment to the objectives of the fraternity have not gone unnoticed, and further emphasize the importance of meritorious achievement. However, this milestone was not reached alone. Brother Guy L. Grant believed undergraduate brothers should be encouraged to preserve and uphold the legacy of this fraternity through leadership, faith, and culture. I'm proud to say, since my initiation into our noble clan, I am continuing to be molded in this likeness, and I feel that Brother Grant's vision for undergraduate brothers has been upheld to the highest degree. Thank you all again for this prestigious award.
Daniel I. Nixon. Daniel Nixon is the eldest of 2 sons born to Daniel and Jonatika Nixon. He was born in Atlanta, Georgia, and raised in Birmingham, Alabama. He is passionate about God, family, education, and his future goals. Daniel maintained a 3.5 GPA in business management while being an All-American and All-Academic 800-meter runner. He is a spring 2018 initiate of the Eta Upsilon chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi. He later transferred and became active at Iowa State University, the Omega chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi. He will be representing his country in track and field at the 2021 Summer Olympics in Tokyo, Japan. Upon graduation, Daniel will pursue his master's in family financial planning at Iowa State University while completing his final season of track and field for the Cyclones. It is evident that Brother Nixon's young life epitomizes achievement and that he sees obstacles as opportunities to achieve in spite of, not because of. We are thankful to Daniel's parents, for God's most precious gift to you has been a blessing to the noble clan of Kappa Alpha Psi. Therefore, let it be known that our brother exhibits the 5 objectives of Kappa Alpha Psi, and that his diamond embodies the characteristics of Founder Grant. He is a student of achievement, a leader among men, and a vanguard of excellence. Please join me in saluting Guy L. Grant Award recipient, Daniel I. Nixon.
Good evening. To the Grand Chapter officers, members of Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity, and friends, I accept the Guy Levis Grant Award in the spirit and upon high ideals for which it was established. Dr. Grant was an honorable founder, and he worked tirelessly to provide opportunities for undergraduate members to prosper. I give thanks to God and recognize him as the head of my life, from where my joy and blessings come. My journey in Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity has been transformative and rewarding. Since my initiation into the bond by way of the Eta Upsilon chapter at Mississippi State University, my transfer to the Omega chapter at Iowa State University, and my serving on the Grand Board of Directors, I've given freely of my time, talents, resources to promote goodwill. My background as a leader, scholar, and student athlete has proven to be a huge contributor to the success I've experienced within this noble clan. I've striven to achieve excellence academically, athletically, civically, and spiritually. My well-rounded experiences have enhanced my leadership skills and my desire to be of service to others. I am grateful to be a recipient of the Guy Levis Grant Award and to be among the rank of these distinguished honorees. I want to express my gratitude to the 34th Grand Polemarch, Reuben A. Shelton III, for whom I have the deepest respect, the IHQ staff, and the Brotherhood for selecting me to serve in positions where I've made worthwhile contributions to the fraternity. Receiving this honor has been made possible because of the inspiration and support of my family, mentors, line brothers, and fellow board members. I hold all of these individuals in the highest regard for their influence in helping me to achieve at all levels. On my journey here, I've endured many hurdles, but I have been empowered as a devout, God-fearing Kappa man and professional athlete who has defined career goals. It is my desire to pass the torch of wisdom and serve as a mentor to the upcoming generation. I am humbled to receive this prestigious award. Thank you for this honor. May God's continuous blessings be yours.
Traylon T. Rogers. Traylon's bio is worthy of a second read. Traylon Rogers is a senior urban studies and public policy major at Dillard University in New Orleans, Louisiana. He currently serves as a national board member for the NAACP and the assistant secretary of the board. At the age of 21, Traylon is the youngest person to be elected as a national officer of the NAACP. He serves as the vice chair of the election supervisory, membership and units, and the legal committees. He is also a member of Dillard University's nationally ranked mock trial team and a two-term student government association president at Dillard University. Traylon has received the Torchbearer Award, the NAACP NYWC Chairman Award, the City of Dallas Appreciation for Dedication and Service to the Community Award, the Texas NAACP State Conference Torchbearers Award, and Rice University Best Attorney Award. He was initiated into the Beta Gamma chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi in 2019. He's an active member of his chapter and is a Kappa Fellow. It is evident that Brother Rogers' young life epitomizes achievement and that he sees obstacles as opportunities to achieve in spite of, not because of. We are thankful to Traylon's parents, for God's most precious gift to you has been a blessing to the noble clan of Kappa Alpha Psi. Therefore, let it be known that our brother exhibits the 5 objectives of Kappa Alpha Psi, and that his diamond embodies the characteristics of Founder Grant. He is a student of achievement, a leader among men, and a vanguard of excellence. Please join me in saluting Gael Grant Award recipient, Traylon T. Rogers.
It's an honor to be the 99th awardee of the Gael Grant Award. Thank you to God, to my family, to my chapter advisor, Brother Christopher Newsom, and to another advisor to me, Brother Alvin Barrington. It's truly an honor, and I'm grateful to be virtually standing before you today. In 1961, on January 20th, at his inauguration, President John F. Kennedy spoke to the nation about the issues that they were facing at the time. And he said that the issues that they were facing would not be solved in the next 100 days, the next 1,000, or even in his presidential term. But he said to the nation, let us begin. As the 99th Gael Grant awardee, I've dedicated and devoted my life to social justice and justice in the community. I've dedicated to fighting for the marginalized, the disenfranchised, and undercounted. When President Kennedy was assassinated, President Johnson assumed office and spoke before Congress and the nation and said, let us continue. And so that's the phase that we are in our lifetime as activists and as Black people and Black men in this country. Let us continue to fight for those who don't have a voice. Let us continue to fight for those who are miscounted and underrepresented. And so on behalf of all of the Black men that have lost their lives, or all the Black men that are wrongfully incarcerated, I'll accept this award, and in hopes that we'll continue to fight on, and let us continue to fight for whatever it is that we're fighting for just causes, and to achieve in every field of human endeavor. I'm grateful for this opportunity, and thanks to the brothers of this noble clan for finding me worthy enough to be awarded this honor after such a great one of our greatest founders, Gael Grant.
Michael N. Weaver. Michael Weaver was born in St. Louis, Missouri. He is the first of his family to graduate from an institution of higher education. Kentucky State University, where he earned his Bachelor's of Arts degree in music performance. Weaver served as student government president and student regent and the 26th Mr. Kentucky State University. He is a fall 2017 initiate of the Alpha Upsilon chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi. Furthermore, he has served on the International Grand Board of Directors. Weaver gained national recognition as a White House HBCU competitiveness scholar and made an appearance on the Today Show for his commitment to service. Weaver is now the founder of Dreamweaver Motivation. Dreamweaver Motivation is his speaking, mentoring, and consulting company. He encourages, motivates, and inspires crowds of many to take hold of their dreams, lives, and future. He is best known for speaking on leadership topics, the collegiate experience as a first-generation student, and how to make your dreams come true. Present day, he is a master's student in the Educational Leadership and Policy Analysis program at the University of Wisconsin-Madison with a focus in student affairs. He also serves as the Director of Student Engagement for Woodson and Associates Higher Education Services and the Program Coordinator for the Retention, Advancement, and Mentoring of Young Professionals Program for the Urban League of Greater Madison. It is evident that Brother Weaver's young life epitomizes achievement and that he sees obstacles as opportunities to achieve in spite of, not because of. We are thankful to Michael's parents, for God's most precious gift to you has been a blessing to the noble clan of Kappa Alpha Psi. Therefore, let it be known that our brother exhibits the 5 objectives of Kappa Alpha Psi, and that his diamond embodies the characteristics of Founder Grant. He is a student of achievement, a leader among men, and a vanguard of excellence. Please join me in saluting Guy L. Grant Award recipient, Michael N. Weaver.
First, giving honor to God, who is the head of my life, for without him I would be nothing. To the 34th Grand Polemarch, Reuben A. Shelton III Esquire, and the 34th Administration, and all the brothers of Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity, I come before you humbled to be a recipient of an award titled after a man of great charitable deeds, who is committed to excellence and achievement in every field of human endeavor, Dr. Guy L. Grant. And tonight I stand on this giant's shoulders. Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." And in the fall of 2017, I became a member of this noble clan through the Alpha Upsilon chapter at Kentucky State University. And God has been on my side and by my side every step of the way. I am grateful for the doors that Kappa Alpha Psi has opened for me, for the great men I've met, and for a chance to experience what true brotherhood is. The success I've achieved as an undergraduate and a young man of Kappa Alpha Psi has not been done by my lonesome, for it took a village who raised me and who kept me. From my loving and caring parents and family to my support system and friends and mentors. These are the ones who have been with me in my highest moments as well as my lowest. Though there are many brothers who have helped me along the way, I only have time to thank a few. First, the brothers of the 34th Administration, as well as my brothers, the Sons of Thunder. Brother Executive Director and Deputy Executive Director John Burrell and Ryan Tucker. Brothers Rodney Broom, Daryl Smith, Kelly Smith, Andre Early, Al Level, and Timothy Queen. And last but certainly not least, a man who saw achievement in me since day one, who has not only been a brother, but a mentor and a father figure in my life, my province Polemarch, Leonard E. Clemens. I humbly accept this award of achievement, and I will continue to put my trust in the Lord, for I will soar high on wings like eagles. I shall run and not grow weary, and I shall walk and not faint. For my work has just begun, and in the name of Jesus, it shall continue. Thank you.
Elder Watson Diggs awardees. I have heard achievement defined as the quality and quantity of an individual's body of work. As it pertains to our noble clan, this definition is fitting because for a Kappa man, achievement is our mandate. It is the rarefied air in which we breathe. Every field of human endeavor is a Kappa man's playground. It is the arenas in which we execute our excellence. Training for leadership is our mantra. We find ourselves in a constant state of duality, eternally teaching, steadfast in our learning. The quality and quantity of our work is measured by those who have transcended before us. For we are the descendants of Diggs, in so much as we dare to achieve regardless the situation or circumstance. Named after our most revered founder, the Elder Watson Diggs Award recognizes the outstanding contributions of our members. It embodies a legacy of greatness, recognition of those who have overcome adversity in order to advance the fraternity. It is an honor we do not take lightly or bestow carelessly. Brother Diggs encapsulates the belief that only through adversity I can achieve, that no matter the obstacle, I can overcome. When I think of Brother Diggs, I am reminded of that part of Invictus that states, in the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloodied, but unbowed. Our most illustrious founder dedicated himself to the cause of achievement. It's in his tireless footsteps we walk. It's under his shining example we aspire, and it's because of him we are Noops. Distinguished guests, I submit to you that the men assembled before us have walked in the footsteps of Diggs. They aimed high and achieved their goals. They are students of achievement, leaders among men, and vanguards of excellence. They have advanced our fraternity, and in so doing, we gather tonight to honor them. The 2021 Elder Watson Diggs awardees are Joseph K. Davis Jr., William H. Fields II, Warren D. Miller, Johnny S. Newman II, and Ronald E. Range. We salute them on this outstanding achievement. Joseph K. Davis Jr. Joseph King Davis Jr. received his Bachelor of Science degree from North Carolina Central University with honors, concentrating in health, physical education, secondary education, and biology in 1977. Professionally, his teaching career began in 1977 with the Durham Public Schools, retiring in 2012 after 36 years of effective service as an elementary and high school teacher, coach, central office administrator, the athletic director, cataloging numerous areas of leadership responsibilities, honors, awards, and recognitions. He is an active and lifelong member of St. Mark African Methodist Episcopal Zion Church, Durham, North Carolina, where he and his immediate family are descendants of the church's founders. He has been elected and or appointed official as a connectional, regional, conference, district, and local official of his denomination. His most recent leadership position was the 5th International President of the Assembly of Christian Educators for the denomination, where he provided stellar leadership. He is now President Emeritus of the organization, recognizing millions of its members. He presently serves as the Durham District Director of Christian Education, member of the local church board of trustees for over 25 years, and serves as a member of the finance committee at the local, district, and conference levels of his denomination. He is a recipient of the Bishop Herman Leroy Anderson Distinguished Service Laity Award, the highest award presented to a layperson in the state of North Carolina, for the Eastern North Carolina Episcopal District. Initiated into the North Carolina Central University chapter, the Alpha Kappa of Kappa Alpha Psi in 1976, a life member of the fraternity and member of the Durham, North Carolina Alumni Chapter. He has served and continues to serve with superlatively high standards and boundless enthusiasm at all levels of our fraternal structure, receiving numerous local, province, and national appointments. Davis was appointed the 19th Middle Eastern Province polemarch by Grand Polemarch attorney Robert L. Harris in 1993. His mantra, humanitarian efforts and standards of excellence, were industrious, memorable, and self-sacrificing during his administration, combining unlimited energy and the highest integrity. We salute Elder Watson Diggs awardee, Joseph K. Davis.
With a heart of gratitude, it would be quite unnatural if I were not deeply touched by this evidence of brotherhood and goodwill regarding this moment of privilege where I find myself inexpressibly grateful. Showered with humility, I consider this honor as one in a representative capacity to be shared among many in the Middle Eastern province, the Durham Alumni Chapter, and a cadre of brothers across the spectrum of this grand fraternity, to wear a medallion in the likeness of our apex founder, Elder Watson Diggs, who combined tenacity as a vital force in solidifying the fruits of fidelity we now enjoy 110 years later, will be worn with monumental joy. But I acknowledge the names of the 34th Grand Polemarch, Attorney Reuben A. Shelton, the 23rd Middle Eastern Province Polemarch, Brother Michael F. Brown, the 18th Middle Eastern Province Polemarch, past Grand Keeper Records and Exchequer, and Elder Watson Diggs awardee, Brother Al White, and the Achievement Commission for rendering untiring support and unstinting sacrifice that lands me in this memorable and historic venue and celebratory moment of acceptance. To be in this number, I ask you, the 85th Grand Chapter in session, to accept my gratitude with fervent prayer that each of you witnessing this occasion are blessed with health, strength, and increased opportunities for greater achievements. Peace, power, and blessings, my brothers, yours in the bond, now and always.
William H. Fields II. William Fields II is a 1984 graduate of Kent State University with a BA in advertising. He has over 25 years of industrial sales experience, most recently having worked for W.W. Granger as the Northeast Ohio Regional Healthcare Manager. Currently, he and his family are owners of Uzuri Enterprise LLC. Their company specializes in promotional branding, products, embroidery, and screen printing. He is a spring 1980 initiate of the Gamma Tau chapter at Kent State University and a current member of the Columbus, Ohio Alumni Chapter. He has over 25 years of dedicated service as an officer to Kappa Alpha Psi, having had the honor to serve the fraternity at every level. It is widely known throughout the province that Bill is the only brother to serve as Junior Vice Polemarch, Senior Vice Polemarch, and Province Polemarch of the East Central Province. For Grand Chapter, he has served as Director of Project Development 2009 to 2011, Chairman U.S. Census 2009 to 2011, Chairman American Cancer Society 2009 to 2011, Chairman Nationwide Insurance 2009 to 2011, and Curator Centennial Historical Collection 2010 to 2011. During the 80th Grand Chapter meeting in Indianapolis, he played a pivotal role during the conclave, serving as curator of the Centennial Historical Collection Museum. He has been married for 20 years to the former Audria Perkins, a prosecuting attorney for Franklin County. Together, they have two sons, William III, a freshman at University of Dayton, and Tyler, a junior at Bishop Hartley High School in Columbus. He loves traveling with his family, golfing, grilling by the pool, and watching his son's soccer games. We salute Elder Watson Diggs awardee, William H. Fields II.
Good evening, brothers. My name is William Fields, and I'm incredibly honored yet humbled to come before you during this 85th Grand Chapter meeting to accept this award as your 114th Elder Watson Diggs awardee. I'm delighted to share in this moment with the other 4 deserving recipients. Congratulations to each of you, brothers. For we all have different gifts to give, and this recognition is an affirmation that our contributions were appreciated, are now being rewarded. So thank you, Kappa Alpha Psi, for bestowing upon me the distinction to stand with some of Kappa's greatest contributors. Of all the many things that I've accomplished in my life thus far, this certainly has to rank high among those deeds. However, nothing will top marrying Adria Perkins and fathering two tremendous sons in William III and Tyler Fields. My family has been a true inspiration and the best support system I could ever be blessed with. Undoubtedly, since that fateful day on May 10th, 1980, I, along with 8 others as a part of the spring 1980 pledge class at the Kent State University chapter, the Gamma Tau Kappa Alpha Psi, my path has been directed in many ways seemed unimaginable. I thank those gentlemen for walking in the Kappa land with me. When East Central Province polemarch Darren Jordan submitted my name to the province, I realized then what an honor it was just to be recognized. But as I began to assemble my petition, the thoughtfulness of the letters I received were truly like receiving my flowers while I'm still here. To be recommended by the Achievement Commission and affirmed by the Grand Board of Directors was completely mind-blowing. Thank you, brothers, for having that type of trust placed in me. With this being a virtual Grand Chapter meeting, we were only allotted a 3-minute time frame to provide acceptance remarks. So if I neglect to recount an activity of significance or refrain from beginning to name names from that long list of brothers that helped me along the way, please don't begrudge me. Trust me, blame the timekeeper. Brothers, I will give you a personal phone call to thank you for your brotherly love and support. I truly appreciate all that you've contributed to my success. While I'm tremendously grateful to the brothers of the Gamma Tau, Cleveland alumni, and the East Central Province, I want to say a special thank you to the Columbus Alumni Chapter. From day one, when I joined the chapter, you've opened your arms and have supported me unconditionally, and I thank each of you from the bottom of my heart. And finally, to those gentlemen who currently wear the Elder Watson Diggs Award, scoot down one, please. I think it's time for me to join your ranks. Thank you once again, and God bless Kappa Alpha Psi.
Warren D. Miller. Warren Miller holds the bachelor's degree in computer science from the University of Southern Mississippi and is a licensed State Board of Contractors certified low voltage systems contractor in the states of Georgia and Mississippi. Miller is a spring 1982 initiate at the University of Southern Mississippi chapter, the Kappa Iota of Kappa Alpha Psi. As an undergraduate, he served as keeper of records in polemarch. Miller, a life member of Kappa Alpha Psi, is an active member of the Jackson, Mississippi alumni chapter of the Southwestern Province. He is affiliated and a life member of Decatur, Georgia alumni chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi, of which he has served as polemarch on 2 different occasions, 1984 to 96, and again in 2004. He served by appointment under 5 different Grand Polemarch administrations. He was first appointed by the 28th Grand Polemarch, the Honorable Ronald R. Young, in 1998. He was appointed and served as the Deputy Chief of Staff under the 31st administration. Miller has led in setting up the on-site technology registration systems and supported the back office operations required to run the organization's National Grand Chapter meetings for 20 years, from 1999 in Atlanta, Georgia, to 2019 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Miller was recently appointed to the FEMA National Advisory Council and serves as a key policy advisor to the FEMA administrator in Washington, D.C. He was elected and served on the National Voluntary Organizations Active in Disaster Board of Directors as a representative of the 50 states and 5 U.S. territories. He served on the University of Southern Mississippi Alumni Association Board of Directors and previously served as the Chief of Staff for a member of Congress in Washington, D.C. Miller currently serves as a National Director of Disaster Management for Dr. Jerry Young, the National President of the National Baptist Convention, USA, Incorporated. He is married to Tracy W. Miller and father of 2 daughters, Chesney and Tristan. We salute Elder Watson Diggs awardee, Warren D. Miller.
I am humbled, forever grateful, and truly blessed for the consideration to receive the coveted Elder Watson Diggs Award. How likely would it be for a little Black boy in the early 1960s nurtured by a single mother, raising 2 boys, growing up in the Jim Crow South in the housing projects of Mississippi, to ascend to achieve anything other than by the grace of God? As I reflect upon this unique and amazing story, from the projects to the Capitol, I have truly been blessed and traveled on an amazing journey. After graduating from college with my degree in computer science, I moved to Atlanta, Georgia. Through my work and networking, I earned the trust, privilege, and an opportunity to serve as a chief of staff for a member of Congress in Washington, D.C. Upon arriving in Atlanta, I joined the Decatur, Georgia alumni chapter, of which I was privileged to serve as a chapter polemarch on 2 different occasions, in 1994 to 96, again in 2004. After the tragic murder of my brother in Atlanta, Georgia, I moved my family back to Mississippi in 2009 and immediately joined the Jackson, Mississippi alumni chapter. I must express my gratitude to the past Grand Polemarch who saw something special in me and allowed me the opportunity to serve under 5 different administrations, namely the 28th Grand Polemarch Young, the 29th Grand Polemarch Tutman, the 30th Grand Polemarch Hamilton, the 31st Grand Polemarch Murray, who also appointed me to serve as his Deputy Chief of Staff, and the 33rd Grand Polemarch Battles. I extend a special thank you to the former executive directors, Brother Richard Lee Snow, Brother Spencer Bruce, Brother Ernest Brown, and the current executive director, Brother John Laurel. I would also like to thank the staff at the international headquarters that I had the privilege to work with and serve for over 20 years for 10 consecutive conclaves, a grand chapter meeting starting in 1999 in Atlanta, Georgia, until most recently in 2019 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Many know of my volunteer role in support with assistance as the disaster response and recovery specialist, in which we assist affected brothers and communities around the country following hurricanes, tornadoes, floods, and other disaster events. As I prepare to close, I'd like to recognize my SANs, those other 9 men who pledged with me on the Chariot of Fire. Brother Kent Jones, Reginald Hubbard, Larry McDonald, Vincent Rossi, Gregory Douglas, Edward Taylor, George Gray, Kennard Gilmer, and Kenneth Bentley. Also recognizing our Dean of Pledges, Reginald Smith. There are too many people to thank for their mentoring, coaching, counseling, and trust. I extend a special thank you to my wife, Tracy, and my 2 daughters, Chesney and Tristan, for permitting me the time required to be away serving the fraternity and others. I am gratified and humbled. I thank you, my dear brothers. One Kappa.
Johnny S. Newman II of Virginia. He is a senior, and Betty Newman. He has the distinction of being one of a few NBA players who not only has a bachelor's degree from the University of Richmond, but also a master's degree from Virginia Commonwealth University. His basketball career helped him lead the University of Richmond to several CAA championships during his tenure, where he is still the university's all-time leading scorer. He was the 29th player selected in the 1986 NBA draft and became known as an exceptional marksman in the pros. The legendary player was proudly inducted into the 2011 class of Virginia Sports Hall of Fame. Affectionately called J. New, he is in a select group where his junior high school, and college jerseys have all been retired, with his number never to be worn again by any other athlete that plays for those schools. Johnny Company for all his business venture stations, which are located in low-income areas and provide employment for 75 employees. In addition to his entrepreneurial his talents and time to building awareness about the needs of our youth through the Johnny Newman Foundation for Youth. He has expanded his youth services to the Danville area to include residential services, one-on-one mentoring, and specialized care assistance for challenged youth in the school system. Newman has the honor of being the current National Sports Entertainment Chairman for Kappa Alpha Psi. This is a position that was originally created by the 29th administration and Grand Polemarch Howard L. Tubman Jr., who appointed Newman the first ever chairman of this commission. Additionally, Newman is the chairman of the Youth Council, of the Workforce Investment Board, and the program chairman for the Henrico County, Virginia Police Athletic League. He is married to Velvet Newman, and they have 4 lovely children, dogs. His son, John Newman III, is also a member of Kappa Alpha Psi, the St. Augustine College chapter, the Gamma Omicron. We salute Elder Watson Diggs, awardee.
Good evening. First and foremost, I must give all the honor and glory to the Almighty God, because without him, I would not be here today. I want to share with you all a late night conversation I had with one of my big brothers during my initiation in 1983. We talked about the history of Kappa Alpha Psi. He told me about the 10 founders, the gold pocket watch, the pot-belly stove, and about achievement. He finished the conversation by telling me, I'm sorry, brothers, asking me that every time I saw him to repeat these words, achievement is my goal. I started that in 1983, and I have not stopped repeating that phrase since. I live by these words every day, whether it's in my personal life, my business life, or my Kappa Alpha Psi life. Thank you, big brother Dry Ice, AKA Jeff Roberts, for having that initial conversation with me and always holding me to it. To my 4 courageous Lion brothers who joined me on that journey to Kappa, along with our Dean, David Hudson, we made it. To my mom, dad, sister, and brother, I say thank you for all of the support, training, guidance, and love that you have given me for so many years. And to my beautiful and wonderful and loving wife, Velvet, and our wonderful kids, I say thank you for sharing me and being my rock and putting up with so many of my crazy fraternity brothers like Jackpot. I love you. To the flagship province, the Eastern Province, and my home chapter, the Danville, Virginia Alumni Chapter, and the Richmond, Virginia Alumni Chapter, for submitting and supporting my petition for the Covenant Elder Watson Diggs Awards. Thank you to all the members of the Achievement Commission for their thoughtful consideration. Thank you to the 34th Administration and our Grand Polemarch, Reuben A. Shelton III, Esquire, and the Grand Board of Directors for your support and my approval. And to the brothers that wrote letters and had conversations in support of me and on my behalf, I thank you. And kudos to my entire petition team, led by my son, Brother John Newman III, a job well done. Again, I say thank you to the fraternity for making another one of my dreams come true, just like the one I had in 1986 when I was the 29th player chosen in the National Basketball Association. I want to extend a congratulations to the 4 other outstanding brothers that make up this year's class of Elder Watson Diggs or recipients and share this wonderful and humbling experience with me. I hope to see you all soon. Lastly, to all of the young undergrad brothers, please stay connected and active in Kappa. It will lead you to every one of your dreams. And now, in the words of the 112th Elder Watson Diggs awardee, Richard Lee Snow, it's good to be a Kappa, and yo to the brothers.
Ronald E. Range. Ronald E. Range is a native of Tuscaloosa, Alabama. He earned his bachelor's degree in business administration from Stillman College and master's degree in public administration from the University of Alabama at Birmingham. He has over 35 years experience in government and higher education administration. Range is the dean of the C.A. Fred campus of Shelton State Community College in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, where he is also the director of Title III federal funding programs. He serves on the executive committee of the National Association of HBCU Title III administrators and is the financial secretary of the organization. As director of Title III, his duties include serving as the primary leader, planner, and administrator of the Title III, strengthening historically Black colleges and universities HBCU program. He also serves as a liaison among college divisions, the U.S. Department of Education, and other agencies as required for project implementation and administration. Initiated in the Spelman College chapter, the Epsilon of Kappa Alpha Psi during the spring of 1981, Brother Range was elected vice polemarch of the Epsilon chapter and served in many capacities as an undergraduate and alumni member. He holds the highest awards for service from both the Northport Alumni Chapter and the Southern Province, and received the Grand Polemarch's Appreciation Award from Ronald R. Young in August of 1999 for his continuous outstanding service to Kappa and the community at large. He has held leadership positions under 7 Grand Polemarchs. Range has a long and active affiliation with Kappa Alpha Psi as a life member, $1 Million Club, Kappa Foundation member, Centennial Capital King, Century Club member, Southern Province Life member. We salute Elder Watson Diggs awardee, Ronald E. Range.
I proudly, with honor and humility, accept this prestigious award, which is named after one of our most revered founders, Elder Watson Diggs. There has been a village of people who walked in this journey with me. First, thank you, brothers of Stillman College, the Epsilon of Kappa Alpha Psi, the Northport, Alabama Alumni Chapter, to the 6th Southern Province Polemarch and 33rd Grand Polemarch, Tommy L. Battles, Jr. Thank you for appointing me field deputy in 1995, which led me to being actively involved in the Southern Province and on the national level. I had the good fortune to serve in leadership positions under 7 Grand Polemarchs, and now 34, Reuben S. Shelton III, Esquire, whose visionary leadership is navigating the fraternity through the trials and tribulations of COVID-19. Number 30 had the infinite wisdom to appoint me as the 8th Southern Province Polemarch on August 1st, 2005. There's one coach I did not serve under while he was Grand Polemarch, number 26, Dr. Ulysses McBride. Thank you. Additionally, I must express my sincerest appreciation and gratitude to the 7th Southern Province Polemarch and 91st Elder Watson Diggs awardee, Dr. Frank S. Emanuel. To the 10th Southern Province Polemarch, Byron K. and to the chapters and the members of the Great Southern Province, thank you for your continued support. In closing, I thank my wife, Bridget. Thank you for your support and your commitment of my commitment to Kappa Alpha Psi over these past 20 years. And to this end, I thank my mother, Maxine, my grandmother, Guster, my sister, Monica, and my brother in blood and bond, Michael, for their support and assistance during my indoctrination period. To my Epsilon brothers, Leroy, Jordan, Ken Mad Dog Madison, TJ Mitchell, Harold Sams, and certainly my DP, Ike Wilder Jr. EE for life, where you can't spell achievement without EE. Brothers all, thank you.
Wow. Congratulations to all of the award recipients. I hate this pandemic. I hate this pandemic because if we were all together, I'd have you stand up and give them all a round of applause. But we can't do it, so I'll just ask you to virtually do it. Right where you are, if you can give them a round of applause for all of these wonderful, wonderful individuals. And now I'm going to ask you to receive a few greetings from my colleagues on the Divine Nine Council of Presidents. We can roll the tape, please.
Greetings. I'm Dr. Willis L. Lonzer III, General President of the Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. It brings me great pleasure to greet the men of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated as you virtually convene your 85th Grand Chapter meeting. As you gather together, even virtually, I am certain that the impact of your collective work will continue to resonate throughout the communities that you support. Congratulations to your outstanding Grand Polemarch and my good friend, Freighter Reuben A. Shelton III, Esquire, and to your entire leadership on your continuing success as an organization. The men of Alpha stand ready to partner with you as your brotherhood continues to uphold the high standards that are exemplified by your motto, achievement in every field of human endeavor. Until then, on behalf of the men of Alpha, we wish you an outstanding and successful virtual conclave. Thank you.
To International President, Attorney Reuben Shelton, and to all the remarkable, exceptional, incredible men of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. On behalf of the 300,000 members of Alpha Kappa Alpha, we are honored to pay tribute to the men of Kappa Alpha Psi on this your 110th year. We are here to thank you, to celebrate you, and to applaud you for the service you render to our nation. You remain on the front line for education, social justice, equal rights, and human rights. As we continue to demand police accountability and rally for Black lives, we are encouraged by strong, committed, and courageous brothers like the men of Kappa Alpha Psi. Boys and girls, men and women are looking to you for guidance and strength to make sense of a world that seems far too eager to overlook the humanity of people like you and me. So keep standing for justice and fighting for justice. Know that your Alpha Kappa Alpha sisters stand with you. Congratulations again. We are proud to salute you and honor you. Let the good work continue.
I'm Dr. David Marion, the 41st Grand Basileus of the Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated and Chairman of the Council of Presidents of the National Panhellenic Council. I salute the members of Kappa Alpha Psi on this 85th Grand Chapter meeting and for your continued dedication and support of initiatives that serve to uplift and enhance the communities our Divine Nine organizations collectively serve around the world. I thank your 34th Grand Polemarch, Attorney Reuben Shelton, for his friendship and service as my Vice Chairman on the Council of Presidents and his resolve to diligently and efficiently perform the critical work of our NPHC family. On behalf of over 200,000 initiated Omega men in 16 countries and over 2.5 million members of the National Panhellenic Council, I congratulate you on a successful and productive Grand Chapter meeting and wish you continued success.
This is Beverly Evans Smith, National President and CEO for Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, and I stopped by your virtual 85th Grand Chapter meeting to send greetings and well wishes to the keen and courageous men of Kappa Alpha Psi, led by your Grand Polemarch and my friend, Reuben A. Shelton III. Now I have to commend Brother Shelton, who serves on the Council of Presidents with me, for his leadership and his collaborative spirit. He always represents you well. And even though we've lived in a virtual world for the past 18 months, I have to admit that the Divine Nine bond we share is stronger than ever. I also applaud the men of Kappa Alpha Psi who, during this difficult season, have not lost focus on your goal of achievement in every field of human endeavor. In recognition of the crimson and cream colors that we share, and on behalf of the 350,000 initiated women of Delta Sigma Theta, I send blessings to you for a productive meeting and a prosperous new program year. Enjoy your conference.
Greetings to the men of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated from the ladies of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority. I am Rashida Liberty, the Centennial Grand Basilisk, and I want to extend a hearty greeting and a special accommodation to Brother Reuben Shelton. Brother Shelton has displayed strong leadership skills as a member of the Council of Presidents, but also serving in the stead of Vice Chair. He's allowed me to fill big footsteps as I became the Neo of the council, and really watching his leadership bloom helped me so much in really learning and navigating this new territory as a national president. I want to commend the men at Kappa Alpha Psi for the work that you continue to do with St. Jude's Children's Hospital. You are known as a great partner of the Divine Nine and really leading the way and championing for eradicating childhood cancer. I want to also say I thank you. I thank you for the work that you did as coming together as a Divine Nine collective to ensure success in 2020 with really securing what was a successful election season. Thank you for your work. And lastly, I want to extend a hearty invitation to the men of Kappa Alpha Psi in the spirit of Indy love to the city of Indianapolis in July of 2022 as we celebrate our centennial celebration and our centennial year and our founding. I want to make sure that that royal blue and gold carpet is rolled out special for the men of Crimson and Cream to come forward and really celebrate with us. I extend that invitation, I hold that invitation, and I welcome you to really be a part of our history. Thank you again, Brother Shelton, for the leadership that you continue to display. Thank you to the men of Kappa Alpha Psi for the service that you bring to your communities. And lastly, as I said, we look forward to seeing you in July of 2022. God bless and have a wonderful, wonderful conference from the women of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated.
My name is Vanetta Cheeks Reader, and I'm serving as your 34th National President of the National Panhellenic Council Incorporated. To your Grand Polemarch, Reuben A. Shelton, your Executive Board, and the men of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, I bring you greetings on behalf of the National Executive Board of NPHC. In this year, too, of a pandemic, we have all risen to the challenge and met the needs of what we do within our organizations. You've been impactful in service, your mentorship to young men, and your scholarship so that our young people can still get that education. I wish you success as you convene your 85th Grand Chapter meeting. I look forward to seeing you for the National Leadership Conference of NPHC this October 29th through the 31st. It too will be virtual, but our host council will be Philadelphia, where your headquarters resides. So until we meet again, face to face, stay safe, and I wish you all health, peace, and blessings. Have a great Grand Chapter meeting. Bye.
Okay, brothers, ladies, and gentlemen, I really hope you enjoyed this historic program. I mean, it was not without its challenges, that's for sure. But I have to give a big, huge shout out and a bunch of kudos to our on-site team that put all this together, all of the technicians that helped us with every bit of this production. I mean, this really was a production, and we've been here just about all week. You know, I could start naming names, but I'd have to name everybody in this room right here. So, but I'm just going to say, brothers, thank you. Thank you for all that you've done, all the technicians. And I congratulate all of the awardees, and I salute them not only for their achievements, but for the way they wear them with humility, dignity, and honor. Congratulations to all of our recipients, brothers, and community servants. Thank you for everything you do. So we will close tonight's program with the Kappa Alpha Psi hymn, and then we will have the benediction by our national chaplain, Dr. William Means. Once again, thank you for joining us this evening, everyone, and good night.
Let us pray. Imago Deo, I deny. Our Heavenly Father, this has been a public meeting and an awards program that has made the founders of Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity, the Greek mythological god Apollos, and the gods of men in African antiquity Alcabulon, godly proud. And now may the grace of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and the love of God, and the sweet communion of the Holy Spirit rest, rule, and abide with us as we recognize achievers and applaud them forevermore. Amen.